Well, welcome back to the live feed, and welcome to South Africa, where the reps are plenty, the workouts are sendy, and the rand and our electricity are in a race to see who is the most unstable. For those of you who have joined in us in the comments and been entertaining despite it, Melanie van der Berg, Danielle Webstock, thanks so much for keeping us entertained here in the booth. Matt, seems like we've got a steady race here.
Yeah, we are back. We couldn't see much for a little bit, but from what we can see, we are pretty much halfway through. We see the medic over there just approaching one of the athletes on the floor. That's Tammy Taylor in lane number 5. So I wonder if something happened.
We'll obviously, in and amongst the load shedding taking place, be keeping you appraised of the time related there too, as we're unfortunately able to not see that at the moment. However, we do look like we have an early breakout, Matt, from one of our athletes out in lane number
5.
I think that's 5, yeah, there we go.
So in lane number 6, we've got Ingi Hossein Aldin. She's definitely made the first break. As we can see, her barbell is the furthest down the field. Right over here in lane number 7, you've got Inga van Mansberg. She's on your screen now. And then just off to the left of her on your screen, Carla van Staden. Carla taking a bit of a break from those dumbbell bench press. But Ingi just moving through the squat cleans in a touch and go fashion.
Yeah, Jessica Thompson in view now, cycling through that bench press nicely. And Matt, this, as we've seen from the team side, is clearly a massive load.
Right, just if you are joining us once again, this is the Rebel Renegade Games 2023, the Noble CrossFit semi-final event for Africa. We do apologize just about that little break that we took over there. Our power was cut out due to load shedding.
Which is an interesting challenge that we have in South Africa. Matt, I know Adrian Bosman's throwing interesting challenges at our athletes, and we just decided as a country to throw them another spanner in the works.
There you go. The program is challenging, but the, what we're facing over here, thanks to the government, is just as challenging, it seems. We can't even just watch some good old-fashioned CrossFit.
To be honest, though, I must say shout out to all of these ladies on the floor. They just kept moving during that time period. They didn't have a clock to look at, but alas, we are back and we are underway, Matt. Almost 13 minutes in, just over the 12-minute mark. A clear ascendancy at the moment in the center of the floor.
Over here on your screen, you've got Alzan Goosen just making her way through her squat cleans in singles.
Yeah, like Matt, you'd said earlier, this is a really, really, really heart rate driven portion of the workout. Yes, the load will get the lactic acid in the legs going at some point, but really, more than anything, this is a heart rate driver.
As we can see from up here, I think it's in lane 6. It seems like Ingi Hussam Aldin's judge has got one finger up. So one bench press remaining for Ingi. As you can see, her barbell is definitely ahead of the rest. So she's currently leading the pack. We're still waiting on a little bit of insight to see what happened in lane number 5 to Tammy Taylor. We saw the medic just seeing to her in her lane. But it seems as though she's continuing with the workout. And here we go. Ingi has finished off that final bench press rep, moved into her squat cleans. And this seems to be the round of 5 for Ingi. 2 reps left before she makes her way back to her deadlifts.
She's absolutely annihilating that barbell at the moment. Very minimal rest. We did say that the touch and go, well, not the touch and go strategy, the single rep strategy would more than likely be the option to opt for. "17-minute time cap for those watching in. Ingi making great work of this right now. Back to those deadlifts. Matt, again, not a particularly heavy load on the deadlift, but cumulative fatigue, definitely that barbell gets heavy.
Right, some good news. We just got back from the floor. We did check in on Tammy Taylor, lane number 5. Nothing serious, no injuries. She just felt a little bit dizzy under the weight of the dumbbells, but the medics did check her out and cleared her to continue, and she would like to continue with the workout.
Yeah, warrior mentality there.
On your screen now, Jessica Thompson, just making her way through a set of squat cleans. 3 reps remaining for Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica moving very proficiently at the moment. But Ingi is on a mission right now.
And as we said, towards the back end of this workout, as the reps come down, they're going to start flying through the rounds.
And he's got 1 rep remaining on that dumbbell bench press. But Matt, it's a formidable load. I know we spoke about it before. If there was ever a movement in this workout that you would love to go unbroken with, it's definitely got to be the dumbbell bench press, because it takes so much will to want to get that up. And just remember that the rep starts at the top, locked out, which means, as you would have seen a no rep there, despite her getting it up, the rep starts at the top.
That's another game changer in the movement standard for this dumbbell bench press, is that, yeah, you pretty much need to complete a bench press to begin your first rep.
Absolutely, which is a very interesting, very challenging task.
Tammy Taylor just moving her bar forwards, progressing in this workout, going back to another set of deadlifts. Ingi with 1 bench press left. With 20 seconds left on the clock. 2 reps left for Tammy. There you go. And Ingi is now in the starting position of her bench press and finishing off that final rep. She's going to run and squeeze in 1 squat clean rep.
And she would get it credited. She'd get it just at the time cap.
Right at the buzzer. But just moving over here to our lineup for the women test 3, heat number 2. A stacked South African leaderboard. From lane 1, Maxine Smith. Lane number 2, Megan Fall. Lane 3, Gemma Rader. In lane 4, we've got Megan McDermott. Lane 5, Lisa Marie Guillaume. Lane 6, Tana Buffet. And lane 7, Mary Jameson. Lane 8, Coralie van Tonde. Lane 9, Jessica Skinner. And then in lane 10, we've got Asma Durouche.
Yes, indeed, Matt. And like you said, an absolutely stacked heat this is. I think it's Mary Jameson's, right? I think lane 6 and 7 is where you want to keep your attention right now.
Yeah, lane 6 and 7, but let's not count out the fact that Lisa Marie is the top-seeded lady in this event.
Absolutely. She would have come in as the top seed. You're 100% right. Mary Jameson is well-renowned for truly making light work of anything that is traditionally heavy to the rest of the world.
Well, hang on. Let's have a look in lane number 2 as well. Megan Fall, also one of the strongest female athletes out on the floor. So we cannot count her out either. As you can see coming up here on your screen now, the Rebel Tactics. Breaking up the higher rep range, using the transitions to rest and set yourself up for a tail end send. So we had this discussion earlier on as to whether athletes will be breaking that higher rep range of 10, 9, 8, 7. Obviously, keeping in mind that you're wanting to go as unbroken as possible on the deadlift, on the bench press. And straight out the gates here, we can see Megan Fall opting for singles.
Yeah, it's a solid strategy because, Matt, like we did say, that barbell, although not particularly heavy for an athlete of Megan Fall's the caliber, the cumulative fatigue does catch up with you at some point, yes?
Yes, of course.
Tanner Booth getting onto those bench presses. An incredibly strong athlete, but you can see initially off the bat, it's a really heavy load.
There we go, Tanner going 5 and 5.
Megan Fall going touch and go, Matt.
Yeah, touch and go through that set of 10. This is going to be an interesting one. So she's breaking up the deadlift. She went unbroken on the bench press and is opting for a set of 7 and 3 touch and go squat cleans.
As mentioned yesterday, Tanner, who's now in your view, has an incredible weightlifting caliber about her. So it's going to be interesting to see in the latter rounds if they choose to stick to the strategy. It is a gassy workout, but at the end of the day, it is a massive amount of work.
Focusing now in lane number 3, that's Gemma Rado on your screen. Also, one of the female athletes with games experience, a South African, but living in Dubai.
Rocking the T in the very Daniel Brandon-esque style.
There we go, Mary Jameson onto her first set of squat cleans, and she's got 3 reps to go. And Mary Jameson just showing her experience by still rocking a pair of Nano 2s. I mean, the OGs know best if you've been in the CrossFit game for a while. Camera focus now is on Maxine Smith. She's still stuck in that first set of 10 bench press. Oh, and you can see Maxine grinding out the singles on that heavy bench press. Megan Fall cruising through this, already into a set of 9s, hanging onto that barbell for another set of 2. Megan Fall going to break her set of 9s into 3s. Opting for 3 sets. As you can see, we just passed that 4-minute mark, and Megan Fall already well through her set of 10s and 9s. She's just starting out, still sticking to her singles fashion on the deadlifts.
Yeah, Matt, as mentioned at the beginning, stacked field right now. Elite athletes throwing down. I think from an audience perspective, definitely going to want to see who moves that barbell through to the next portion first. Tana making waves at the moment, and she's currently on screen right now. Matt, I don't know if I mentioned this to you earlier the year. Tana and Mariska, partners in the Pretoria Throwdown earlier this year. Very interesting weightlifting event that went down there, where you had to start off your weightlifting event with 3 squat cleans at a heavy load and 2 lengths of handstand walks, then 2 in the next interval, and then 1. And she finished off on 105 kilos. And she's not a particularly massive woman, but her weightlifting credentials are incredible.
Would that be Tana Buffet?
Yeah, spot on. Probably should have mentioned that. Thank you for keeping me honest, Matt.
105 kg squat clean.
It's amazing.
A pretty big number from quite a small frame.
Exactly that, Matt. Exactly that.
If you're trying to keep track of the score down on the floor, the set of squat cleans needs to be performed. The set of 10, 9, 8, and 7 in that first block. Once they've completed the full round of 7s, athletes will shift their bars forwards to the round of 6, 5, and 4, and then finally into the third block for rounds 3, 2, and 1.
Gemma Rader still moving touch and go through the first portion of her squat cleans there.
It's great to see Maxine Smith down in lane 1. She has managed to get her way through the full round of 10s.
Asma Deruish currently in frame right now. Still moving very methodically. Matt, quick question for you again, as I defer to your knowledge as an elite level athlete. The deadlifts, would you be alternating grip throughout this workout? Like maybe switching, like alternating to opposite hand alternating, and possibly even going with a clean grip occasionally?
This is a little bit of a controversial topic, I would say. There's been a lot of kind of theories around the best grip around the deadlift. And through a higher rep range, obviously the risk of that bicep going on the front side of the mixed grip.
Got you.
Especially through this amount of reps. So asking me if I was in a mixed grip athlete, I would most definitely try at least to switch around after every round or second round, just onto the more uncomfortable side. The body at the moment is under quite a lot of strain, especially under that heavy deadlift, bench press. But then again, going clean grip width into a set of cleans as well may not be the wisest choice. So I think as a very average level
elite
general
athlete,
box athlete, we should leave this down to the athletes on the ground. And we can actually have a look at the strategies that they are taking on. I could see there Gemma Rader was definitely in a mixed grip, but it'll be interesting to see if she is indeed switching her hands. And there you have it. As I mentioned, Megan Fall has now completed the round of 7s. So she's moved her bar forwards, the first female to move her bar forwards. And she will now begin with her round of 6, 5, and 4, and then progress her bar one more time into the final 3 rounds.
Now, for those of you listening in, before this event started, I have Gilmarie topping the leaderboard. Matt, you'd mentioned that she was actually featured on Morning Chalk Up this morning.
Yeah, just scrolling through my Instagram there this morning, I did see a little Morning Chalk Up shout out to Gilmarie.
That's awesome. It's great to see our local athletes getting such incredible exposure. Tana's still getting to work on those squat cleans, going with a few touch and go. Yet to catch up with Megan, though, who seems to be in an early ascendancy. Yeah, Megan is definitely at the front of the pack at the moment. No doubt Tana's going to be in there after this rep, if I am not mistaken. And she's locked that up.
So Tana moving back now to start out with her round of 7s. This will be her final round with the barbell for the cleans in that position.
Yeah, I think you called it, Matt. Tana Fall really just like so far ahead of the pack at the moment. Starting on her round post the initial set and moving on to the next block.
Yeah, as far as I understand, Megan Fall also a CrossFit Mayhem athlete. So interesting to see, once again, so many athletes, even on the South African field, coming out and sporting the CrossFit Mayhem programming. Megan Fall
And enough
looking
composure in the tank to just notice the people at home.
halfway through this workout and still smiling at the camera.
For those of you listening in right now, do feel free to hit us up in the YouTube chat. Taking the time to respond to some comments, and if you do raise an interesting topic, we will feel free to chat about it. So please do hit us up in the comment section. Some fun comments coming through, Matt, with regards to the earlier incident with regards to load shedding. Gemma Raider still moving very well at the moment. Deep into this workout. Betrellin coming in asking a question right now. What is the dumbbell weight? 27.5 for the ladies, of 40 kgs for the individual men. I hope that helps. 27.5 for the ladies, 40 kgs for the individual men.
As you can see now, the focus over here in lane number 10 is with Asma Diruish. Getting it right as the weekend progresses.
Absolutely, Matt. We're only getting stronger in the booth here, much like the athletes are on the floor.
I'm going to feel like all of these athletes are my friends at the end of the weekend.
1000% we'll have, be sure to have pizzas and beer at the end of the weekend. Apparently Matt's hosting this one. Everybody's invited.
So looking down at the field here, we still have Megan Fowl way ahead of the pack. It seems like Tana Buffet is right hot on her heels. She's finishing off this set of squat cleans and should be progressing her bar forwards. There, as you can see there, Tana Buffet just moving her bar forwards into the second block. So she'll be beginning her round of 6s. Mary Jameson on screen now, still pushing hard to get through this workout. And directly next to her in the green top, Coralie van Tonde, just not able to get those dumbbells up. Laying back on the bench. And what an interesting technique from Mary Jameson. As you heard earlier, the dumbbell rep needs to start right at the top. So a lot of these athletes laying back on the bench, doing their first press up, wasting that energy to actually get to the starting point of the rep. You might have just seen right over there Mary Jameson using her legs, pressing those dumbbells up into a fully locked out position, and then starting a rep from the top without having to waste a press. Might be a smart move that you'll see in later heats. And unfortunately, Tana just failing out that bench press rep in her first set of 7s.
Yeah, Matt, a little under a minute to go. It looks like Megan Fall's kind of in a one-horse race at the moment. Gemma Rader still moving well.
I'm quite sure Megan Fall will be very happy to be setting the leading time going into that top heat. Gemma Rader coming back, though. You can see that her barbell is placed in the same position as Megan.
Final send on this one, Matt. We did mention that you're going to want to try leave that late send for the end.
Oh, and Megan's still looking so strong on those dumbbell bench press.
On her round of 3, she's probably going to go touch and go on this one. It's going to be grippy, but here we go. She knows she's got this locked up. That's the event W on her round of 2 deadlifts. She got it in her. Onto the round of 1.
Oh, and Megan Fall taking this event win, or this heat win, and just 2 repetitions short of finishing this entire workout.
Absolutely, Matt. That was an incredible one. And of course, just for everybody listening in, just because she wasn't necessarily in the top-seeded heat does not mean that that's not going to be the time that stands as the best one, as we would have seen yesterday from the various heats. All that to say, Matt, what do you think? Are we going to see somebody finish it up? She was very close, Matt.
I think coming into this, Megan Fall would be one of my top athletes to finish out this workout, give it a real good crack. So I really think that that is going to be a top contending score.